Fuck!
How's it going?
It's not.
The worst will come when the story is ready to reveal itself.
How can it reveal itself when I don't know what I'm trying to say?
Maybe you need time to let your mind wander.
All I have is time. Alone, in this cabin, and still nothing. I'm stuck.
What are you curious about? Perhaps there's a story there.
I don't know.
You have to be curious about something, we all are.
I guess why people do the things they do. How we're all lost and pretend like we're not.
I don't feel lost.
You can't feel anything.
I feel all sorts of things.
Damn it, Belle. I need your help to find what I'm trying to say.
You've always needed me. I had the strangest dream last night.
Dream? You can do that?
Sometimes you don't need to close your eyes to see a world beyond this one.
We always disagreed on that. What we saw in the world.
I saw beauty,
And you saw death.
and now I see both.
Both. So what was it about? Your little dream?
I saw a world that was sort of one, but not.
Was it a parallel world?
No, it was a special world just for me to see.
That doesn't make any sense.
And it was magical. And there was this donkey, and he was very kind.
A donkey? Seriously?
It wasn't a regular donkey, he was a wise one. He had a big horn and white gloves, and he told me funny jokes.
A joke-telling donkey.
And he made me feel lighter and free and happy. After lunch, he took me to his village.
Lunch? What does a donkey in a magical world eat?
That's not the point. The point is his joy, how much he cared about me.
But this is ridiculous. A donkey can't care.
But he did. He asked me questions and wanted to know who I was.
Who you were?
And the world was infinite. It felt like everything was possible.
Everything? Did he say anything about my writing?
When we walked together, I felt at peace.
Peace.
And there were no rules.
No rules.
Then the donkey brought me to see a really short man.
A man?
Gave me sweets, a large pink lollipop, and he leaned into my ear.
That sounds creepy.
He wasn't a creep, Davis. He was kind with the most beautiful blue eyes, and when he leaned close to me, he told me the secret to happiness.
Doesn't sound weird at all. So what is it? The so-called secret to happiness?
If I remember correctly, he said it's within us. That there's nothing we have to do but be.
Be? What a lame answer.
I didn't think it was lame. It felt real, and it made me smile. Then I woke up and here I am.
A short man made you smile? Don't I make you smile?
That was a long time ago when I didn't know better.
What is that supposed to mean?
We all remember things differently, Davis. That story derained me. I need to go back to sleep.
But I want to hear more about your dream. The goat, the short man, the
You
lollipop.
don't listen, Davis. That wasn't even what the dream was really about.
Goats, short men, lollipops. Is that my story? Magical world. Interior. Magical forest. A short man wearing a petticoat enters a woodland forest with a goat. The goat pauses and looks forlorn out at the meadow.
Watching that again?
I'm looking for the nuances. You really can't see the particulars unless you watch with a keen eye.
The depth of your own movie. Can you just turn that off? It's too painful.
This is the best part. And follow me into the forest for goodness and to find love.
It was about happiness! The point of the dream was so simple and
not garbage. You never supported me. You're so jealous.
I'm not fucking jealous of you, Davis.
What the hell? Bella was just about to get the poison lollipop.
That was my dream that you twisted. Now I can see the worlds I used to. My dreams are so clouded. It's like you sucked the life out of me.
These are all my ideas. You know, maybe they were inspired by your little dream, but the layers, the nuances, the characters, this fucking magical world, it came from me.
That was taken from my dreams and now I can't sleep, and all we have left is this shitty, pathetic movie.
Jealousy doesn't look good on you, though.
Yet you wear deception so well.
Well, I'm gonna sell this movie. After all these years, I'm gonna leave here with something that matters.
You never leave because you can't write something that's really in you. I need to get some sleep. Maybe if I try hard enough, I'll be able to see what I used to see, the truth that the short man taught me.
I don't want to hear about that man. And the ethereal maiden Bella was jealous of the king who ruled his land with grace and dignity. Lacking in depth, dimension, skill, and showcasing lackluster writing, Brain Teaser, in my honest opinion, is one of the worst movies of 1999. Worst movie? Worst movie? Fucking entitled prick!
Why do you do that?
Do what?
Make them watch the movie.
Well, it's a film class, and I made a film. Seems pretty obvious.
That lives on that TV. It didn't go anywhere.
It doesn't matter. I created the thing, didn't I? I tried. You never liked Brain Teaser.
Why do you always need people to validate your work with likes?
It's not people. It's you.
How you need me.
It's so lonely here.
So leave.
I can't. Not until this movie gets out there.
Of course, the movie. I had another dream last night.
You did? What did you see?
I can't tell you, not after what you did to my last one.
No, please. I want to know what you saw. It's been so long.
So many years, empty of seeing magic, of feeling what's possible.
I know this has been hard for you.
How can you know?
I can see what it's done to you, how it's changed you.
Into nothing.
You were never nothing. But it's back, so maybe your light, your essence, will return.
Maybe.
Tell me, what did you see?
You promise you won't steal it.
I would never do that to you.
Well, there was a door.
What color was the door?
Color, I don't remember. That's not the point of the dream.
But the details, they're important.
Why are they important?
To help me visualize with you, to see what you saw.
Maybe it was yellow.
Yellow.
I saw a tall man open a purple door.
I thought you said it was yellow.
The color doesn't matter.
But the details help to make something out of nothing.
Fine, I saw a tall man walking through a yellow door.
What else?
And he was eating corn.
Corn? Why corn?
Because he liked it, I don't really know why.
Okay, gotcha. Corn-eating tall man walks through yellow door.
You can't do this and suck my life away. I thought you cared about me, about my dreams.
No, wait, please. I'm stuck. I don't see what you see. Your worlds, your dreams. They're my only hope.
You sound so desperate.
I am. Especially around you.
I'm old now. That doesn't work on me anymore.
It used to. Our love, thanks to time and lust and desperation, it motivated me.
That wasn't real. This isn't real. You're living with the illusion of who I was, not who I am. All I wanted was to tell you about my dream, for you to see how rich and beautiful and vivid my mind is, and you just want... What do you want anymore, Davis?
You!
You know that's not possible.
I want words. I want to create. I want to leave this fucking cabin!
So leave, no one is stopping you!
But it's been so long, and I still have nothing!
So suffer and make me suffer!
I don't want you to suffer, I want a story.
Look beneath the layers and question and be curious, write about who you really are.
Who am I?
Like all of us. Everything and nothing.
You came back.
Do I have a choice? You keep bringing me here.
I missed you.
What did you miss?
You. Your brain, your body, your soul.
My dreams?
Yes, your dreams. Have you had any lately?
I restore myself when I'm not around you.
You make it sound like I'm a bad person.
I'm just different when I'm not near you.
And I'm lonely when I'm not near you. So? Tell me everything. Have you had any dreams lately?
There have been so many since I left. Can't you see how lighter I am?
You look beautiful.
And you look sad.
I'm very tired.
And old.
We're the same age.
We used to be the same age.
Oh, your dreams keep you young.
They make me invincible.
Well, you were right. It was a shitty movie.
It was painful to watch. And Brain Teaser? What a bad title.
But the one good thing about it was you. Was your dream.
So you finally admit to stealing it.
Modifying it.
Right. Modified. What have you written when I was away?
Oh, I started the story about a yellow door. And then I made it a purple door. And there's
That was my dream! You have to find your own truth, Davis, and you can! Because you're still alive! Don't you see how lucky you really are?
Oh, wait, please. What did you see? What are you trying to say? What is your story? I'll never find the words. They were right about
Stop it! Stop your sniveling. You want to write? All you do is waste your time feeling sorry for yourself.
Oh, you came back.
You won't let me leave.
You're my muse, my light, my everything.
You're pathetic. Ethereal woman in white comes into focus. She is beautiful, vibrant, and full of joy. You think I'm ethereal?
This isn't about you.
It's about Bella. Very cute.
There's something about her I can't quite place. Have you dreamt about her lately?
I'm not sharing my dreams with you anymore.
I feel so close to her. To you. Maybe there's something I can't see.
Well, she's probably complicated.
My male characters are complicated.
Bella is different. She has layers underneath layers that are deep and murky and playful and painful and sad.
That's too much for one character.
You will never understand her.
No, I can craft her and reveal all of that. But layers, I can become her Bella, to make her real.
Belle can never be real.
Bella.
Start by giving her a voice.
Why would she need that?
To be a person with real thoughts and feelings, that's one of the layers.
Okay. And would this be a loud voice or a soft voice, or should it be like kind of mousy?
I'm not talking about what her voice sounds like. You have to create her fucking inner voice. That's where she will reveal her truth.
The truth about what?
Her humanity and her truth should be raw and real and confusing. You will never know if she's happy or sad.
She really should pick a move.
This, my dear, will propel your movie forward and give it life.
It sounds a bit all over the place.
She's complicated. And complicated people are neither here nor there.
Okay. And who is she talking to? The goat, the short man, or is she walking through the yellow door?
This is about creating dimensional truths, about creating real women that people want to see, that people feel and have sorrow and depth and pine for. Or maybe you just want to make movies your whole life that no one sees.
You saw it. My students saw it.
And if you want the real acceptance you cling on to, you write my way.
Is this really what people want to see? A girl with a voice?
Bella isn't this dead doll who flaps around waiting for the world to come to her. She lives it every day and feels just like I feel.
You can't feel. You're not real.
But I'm getting stronger. And I'm seeing and feeling and wanting.
What do you want?
I want it all. I want love and life and happiness. I want the short man and the tall man and to walk through magical doors. And if you write the story this way, you'll have a story.
You can't get any of that. You need me.
You would be nothing without me. Your stories wouldn't have depth and layers and truth. They would be nothing.
No, they wouldn't. I have my own ideas, my own voice, my own truth.
So what do you believe in? What is your story?
Finding the truth within
That
happiness.
was my idea for my dream.
Finding the joy of the moment. Connection. Love.
That's what you want so badly. To love. To feel. How can you when you never leave the house, when you're obsessed with finding the perfect words, when you steal from me?
How can I steal from you when I made you? You would be nothing without me. You wouldn't even exist.
I still don't exist.
You need to go.
Where am I supposed to go? I live in your mind.
Wherever the fuck you went all those times. In the darkness. Alone.
I can always find light, even in the worst situations.
So go there. Stay there forever, for all I care.
You need me and my ideas. You don't have any. You don't know how to write Bella.
I have plenty of fucking ideas. There's this goat who meets this short man who gives a girl a voice. Shit, I mean... Interior. Mystical forest. A donkey is sitting on a hill next to a short man. The donkey is perched on his legs, eating grass. When Belle walks...
I thought her name was Bella.
That's what I said. Bella. Where was I? The goat is eating grass. When Bella walks towards him. Where are you going?
I am going to bury myself deep into nothing.
She's not real. She's not real. Focus on getting what's in your brain onto the page to reveal what's underneath. You're a good writer, a real writer. Focus on your story within a story. If I can't write, I'm nothing. And if I'm nothing, I'm her. What am I trying to say? What is the point of all this? A donkey? A yellow door? A voice? Belle? Belle? What is the point of all of this? Belle! Belle! Bella, why do you want a voice? figure of Bella approaches. She is alone, looking despondent and quiet. She dances for a beat. And looks around before she talks.
You create because you have to.
She closes her eyes as the world of her dreams takes over, revealing layers upon layers of truth. Her dreams are so powerful that the writer sucks them out, leaving her with nothing. Lost, alone, and voiceless. She is forever unhappy. Yes. 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 I did it. I did it.
Sorry I'm late. Thank you for still seeing me. Oh, I just couldn't get my ass out the door this morning. You know how everything just feels like 12% shittier if you feel frumpy while you're doing it? I was really trying to avoid that. But I don't know, maybe it's good for you to see me all over the place. Or not. I don't know. Anyways, Eliza.
You're fine, Eliza. I'm Dr. Rogers. We've actually met before.
Oh shit, really? I do this.
Oh, no, not like that. My sister and I saw your show back in November and you signed our play bills afterwards. It was an excellent show. So if I seem a bit nervous at first, that's why. Anyways, we appreciate this has been an exhaustive application process. This interview is the final step. At its completion, we will determine whether or not you are eligible for the clinical trial. Before we begin, I'm required to inform you of the risks. Did you review the list of potential side effects we sent you? Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm going to read them with you again just to ensure you understand the gravity of the procedure. Potential side effects are as follows: fatigue, nausea, apathy, poor ability to concentrate, lack of initiative, loss of ambition, antisocial behavior, dementia, obesity, and in extreme cases, incontinence. But just remember, the treatment affects everyone differently, and this doesn't mean these things will happen to you. Now that you are informed of the risk, would you like to proceed?
That was a lot.
Told you I was nervous.
Yeah, yes, please proceed.
I hear you signed a big movie deal.
Yes, we just wrapped filming.
That's excellent. Have you considered how this treatment may impact your career?
Look, you claim to be offering a gateway to eternal serenity? That's what your website says? Yeah, so for eternal serenity, I'm more than happy to spend the rest of my days just shitting my pants.
Yes, well, that's the kind of copy you end up with when you hire an overeager college intern.
Yeah.
Early trials have shown that our treatment can lead to sustained levels of contentment in certain individuals, yes, but it's not as simple as that. Optimally, this treatment would result in a limiting of consciousness. It takes away that extra layer of experience that forces you to observe yourself and keeps you imprisoned by the cycling illusions and anxieties that don't even really exist outside your mind. By removing that hyper-awareness, it allows one to realize that most of the time, they are okay. They are safe. That leads to contentment, a life without grasping.
Oh.
That was my pitch for website copy. Investors thought it was a little intense, so.
Dr. Rogers, sign me up. Let's go.
Yes, well, we're still in the early phases of the trial, so at this time we are only accepting candidates with the severest of conditions. So tell me, Eliza, why do you think you'd make a good candidate?
Because I'm a fucking disaster. Yeah. But really, yeah. I'm a disaster. Yeah. I've just always had this pressure in me, this bigness. It's so ravenous for, I don't even know, connection, safety. I don't know what it wants. It just fucking wants. It wants and it fucking takes. No matter how comfortable or calm my surroundings are, I'm always just crawling out of my skin. And I just never knew what it was. Just a deep longing all the time, no matter what I do. Then during one of my many attempts of solving my deep inner wounds by Googling them, I came across the words turbulent urge regulation disorder. So now that I know it's turbulent urge.
TURD.
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 I mean, come on.
I didn't choose the name.
I feel like someone should be fired for that one. That was quite an overlook.
What I'm hearing is that you felt a sense of clarity knowing there was a name for what you were experiencing.
Yes. And hope. Hope that maybe I can just exist and be okay.
I see. So, tell me more about how TURD has negatively impacted your well-being.
Oh, man. I don't even know where to begin. This aching just doesn't stop. I've tried everything I can think of.
What have you tried?
Okay, well, the things that you want to hear are like yoga and therapy and walking in nature, you know? Meditation. I've been treated for anxiety and depression, so I've tried a lot of drugs. Like doctor drugs. Medicine, okay? So, tried all that. None of it worked. Thanks, medical community. I've tried listening to the longing, doing what it wants. That just turns me into a fucking psycho. Can't do that.
Could you elaborate on what constitutes being, in your words,
Yeah. Okay, yes. Okay. So, I was seeing this guy, Mark. And we'd been seeing each other for a few weeks. But like a whirlwind few weeks. Anyways, somehow the topics of secrets comes up, and Mark's dumb enough to say out loud, yeah, there are just some things that I'm just gonna keep to myself. That set off alarm bells for me. Wait, you keep secrets from me? Again, it had only been 3 weeks. Yeah, there's some things that I wouldn't tell anybody. Like what? No, I'm not gonna tell you, but let's just stop talking about this. Tell me, please, oh Mark, tell me. Let me know your soul. And that went on way too long. It's just that kind of audacious entitlement to more all the time, you know? And it's not even just romantic relationships. My friend said, I had a friend named Sadie, and we just went about things differently. When I feel sad or scared or overwhelmed, I just grass on to anyone around me, and she's just not like that, apparently. And we just had so many conversations where I hadn't heard from her for a few weeks, and then out of nowhere, she'd show up and be like, oh my God, hi dude, I missed you so much. Yeah, didn't feel that way. Oh my gosh, it was just the work, but she also doesn't sound like this. Sadie's very pretty. You see my pretty girl voice? We'll unpack it later. I was fighting with Dan, and work was crazy, and it just became too much. And I was just another chore you couldn't handle? No, I told you, it's not like that. I just shut down when it becomes too much. Yeah? Well, when I shut down, I go to you. You're like the light at the end of the tunnel for me. Because you're my best friend. But I guess I'm just not that for you, huh? And of course, once I got out of my feelings, I feel like a toxic asshole for saying all that, but I apologize. Shit gets old, you know?
So what I'm hearing is that acting on TURD impulses has put a strain on your relationships?
Margaret, those are just the examples I felt comfortable sharing. I mean, it's been rough, Dr. Rogers. But it's not just wanting more and more from relationships. I mean, it'd be a cut and dry case of codependency. We could pack up and call it a day. No, it's everything. Like my career. Okay, yeah. Anything that would be a safe bet, right? Living in a work-obsessed, capitalist dystopian nightmare, wanting more and more from your job should fit in quite nicely, right? No. I remember when things first started taking off, I reached out to my dad. Dad, are you ready to be so stinking proud of me? The Recital went well. Not British, just pompous. We can look over the footage together, and I'll give you my notes. Actually, that's not what I called about. Okay, so the National Tour of Red had an open call, and I auditioned, and they offered me the part of Maureen. You haven't even graduated yet. No! Well, it's very nice to have under your belt. Just be careful, Eliza. I know the Carnegie Mellon has that policy about not auditioning while you're enrolled. Dad, I'm gonna take the part. I mean, that's what all this has been for, right? So my daughter's going to be a dropout, a quitter. I took the part anyways. Yeah, he didn't talk to me for like a year. Whatever. Probably just threatened that he was no longer in control of my ambition. I don't know, but maybe he was right. Maybe I should have slowed down. I don't know how to do that. Anyways, yeah, so I quit school, I took the job. People are notoriously temporary. Might as well focus on success and money. That seems to be the safer bet, right? Because of course that just led to, Eliza, we feel it would be best if you stepped down from the part. Wait, you're fired? Okay, sorry. I'm just getting ahead of myself now. That was the director from the show I was just in. The one that you saw with your sister. Fabulous. Yeah, listening to the longing doesn't do me any good. As the stakes get higher and I get more isolated and there's more pressure, it just builds and builds and builds until I don't know what to do anymore and I'm implode. So.
That show is fabulous, by the way. Just needed you to know that. Yeah, okay, so you've tried following medical advice and you've tried appeasing the TUR impulses. What else have you tried?
Since listening to it doesn't do any good, I've tried not listening to it.
And what does that look like?
Drugs. The non-doctor kind. Yeah. That numbs things for a little bit. Never for too long. Lizzie, can we get off the sidewalk, please? Please. You have rehearsal in 4 fucking hours, dude. No, sweet. One's not here. Hey, come on in, dude. Wait. Are you high? No. I told you I'm not going to be hanging out with you when you're like this. Eliza! There you... Oh my... I'm so sick of cleaning up after your puke. Yeah. Messy. Drugs cause me to do a lot of things that are, very unprofessional, Eliza. The director again, yeah. I've tried reading on things that are more socially acceptable. Sex, love, that sweet, sweet codependency. Alright, that's all that Mark was. I swear to God, one of the first conversations we had, I asked him what his hobbies were, and he said, I mean, I have pretty bad sciatica, so, like, I stay in and watch a lot of movies, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna get sciatica, but that's what the word hobbies inspires? He was sweet, and he cared, so I leaned on him. A lot. Yeah, I was gonna go hang out with Jonah, but I can stay in if you're not feeling too good. You didn't have to look through my phone. You could have just asked me. No, I don't think of her like that. You know what, Eliza? If you're so anxious all the time, how about I just never leave the house again? Would that make you feel better? Yeah. By then he was like a shell of himself. The last thing he said to me was that he just didn't think, his therapist didn't think it was healthy if we saw each other anymore. My therapist doesn't think it's healthy if we see each other anymore. Yeah. Never a good sign if the old therapist doesn't think you. I just took too much from him. It's just not humanly possible for a single person to distract me from the pain of it all. Even the people who literally dragged my ass into this life. Dad, I need to come home. Are you planning on paying rent? Dad, please. Is this about the loony bin? You heard? There were a few articles about it. Just be careful, Eliza. I know you don't want to hear I told you so, and I won't. But I'm not going to be cleaning up your messes for you. I think the accent's veering a little Australian. I'm sorry.
Your father was referring to your hospitalization?
Yeah. The whole thing was blown out of proportion.
It said in your medical records that you were hospitalized for a suicide attempt.
Told you I tried everything. Okay, and you know what they don't tell you about trying to kill yourself? Is that people are pretty big dicks about it. Yeah. They lock you up and treat you like a criminal. A lot of people stop talking to you. But they love talking about you. And then the ones that do keep talking to you, it just guilt trip you all the time for what you did. Or tried to do. The worst ones, though, are the people that talk to you with a distancing concern. Eliza, we feel it would be best if you stepped down from the part. Did you not receive my email? You fired me? Over email? Yes, well, we feel it's what would be best for you. I tried to kill myself. And you think cutting me off from my paycheck, a big portion of my support network, and my health insurance is what's best for me? Yes, well, you've been off game for weeks. You've been showing up late, distracted even when you are here, if you're sober at that. I mean, do you understand how much money is going into this production? Do you understand how many cast and crew members are relying on this for their own well-being? I mean, what did you expect? Well, obviously I expected to be dead, Jan. I expected to be fucking dead. I didn't expect it to backfire on me. If you have any other concerns, you can take it up with HR. This is all very unprofessional, Eliza. Unprofessional? I should be dead right now. You think a dead person gives a fuck about professionalism? Oh, Jan. I can't wait to go home and read that shitty email of yours. I'm sure it was impeccable. I'm sure HR was just kissing your ass over your cold, lawyer-approved writing. I don't give a damn. It was a shit thing to do. No, congratulations, Jen. Because despite being a complete asshole, you're very professional. Please, let's gather around, everyone. Let's give a big round of applause to Jan for being so professional. Oh, yeah! Fuck off! I can be a lot. It's just because I'm in so much pain all the time. I don't know what the fuck to do with myself. I know it bothers people, but fuck, what about me? I can't just put up a boundary and be like, sorry, it's just too much right now. When people offer to help me, they're not offering to help take away the pain. They're just trying to teach me how to not put it on to other people. Yeah, they're just trying to teach me how to not throw it onto them. I've been given this lifelong job of saving everyone else from my fucking pain. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them for wanting to shut me up. I wouldn't want to be around me either. I've literally been diagnosed with a disorder. Disorder. To disturb order. That is what I fucking do. This treatment that you're offering is the first thing that seems like it's targeted at helping me and the pain for me.
Yes, that's our goal. Look, Eliza, I can see you've experienced a lot of pain. It makes sense that the potential of sustained contentment is alluring to you despite the risks involved. However, as I said before, we are choosing only the severest cases to participate. Allow me to be frank, as you have been so generously honest with me, while I see that you're no stranger to suffering, what you've shared with me are pretty standard examples of the growing pains of life through the lens of anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
A textbook case of TURD, but not severe enough that I'd recommend this drastic of a treatment.
Yeah, totally, yes. I mean, right? Like, who am I to give up on life? I mean, I have it better than, like, so many people I mean, fuck. What a world. I know I sound like such a spoiled, ungrateful dick. I feel a lot of guilt over that, you know? Like the kind of guilt that like keeps me up at night and I just like twitch every time I think about it. Yeah, I know I've like paraded my pain around your office and I can't offer you the greatest need to escape it. But what I can offer you is no stakes. Because if I don't get picked for this trial, I'm just gonna kill myself. Like, eventually, you know? Oh, and that's not like a threat or an ultimatum. It's just, like, it's just, you know, the truth. I'm dead anyways.
Eliza, let's just say that suicidal ideation is quite common in individuals seeking this type of treatment. I don't mean to sound harsh, but that's not enough. In general, most people experience those thoughts during difficult phases.
That's not what this is. You're not. My decision to participate in this trial has nothing to do with impulsivity or fleeting discomfort. And yeah, I know that when people feel like shit, they say they want to kill themselves. And I also know that up until this point, I've shown myself to be very emotionally volatile. But please believe me when I say that even at my calmest, most level-headed, I still don't think that life is worth the pain of it all. Even when life's good. And life can be good. The earnings done some good for me. I can admit that.
Yeah? What positive impacts have you already had on your life?
Whoa.
That was beautiful.
Oh, thanks. I wouldn't have that. I'd never have the guts to go after that. Also, as I'm sure you've noticed, I'm very charming. Quirky, you know? I mean, when you need this much love all the time, you have to learn how to be tolerable. So yeah, my life's been full of,
Oh my god, you're my soulmate. I love you so much.
Eliza, I've just never met anyone like you. You got in? Congratulations, kid. You've always known how to nail an audition. And Eliza, I would like to offer you the part. I mean, I've pretty much gotten like everything I've ever wanted, you know? On paper. And yeah. I lost my boyfriend, and my best friend, and my job, and a relationship with my dad, amongst other things. And that really blows. But I can get another boyfriend. I can find a new best friend, or even make up with Sadie. My agent was able to salvage this movie deal. I'm sure I can make a nice film career for myself. Hell, Dr. Rogers, I bet I can even make up with my dad. Yeah. I can slowly rebuild all of it, you know? I'm not hopeless. I'm just exhausted. I'm so tired of having to slowly rebuild all of it, just have it torn down and rebuilt and torn down over and over and over again. And maybe that's just what being young is. Just looking ahead and being like, really? I have to do this for the rest of my life? I don't want to.
You're so young, Eliza.
And already so exhausted.
Growing pains are normal.
Look, I've lived quite a life. The growing is not worth the pain for me.
But you're so cool. I shouldn't say that. I hear you, but you think I wanted to be a doctor. I would have loved to do what you're doing, and I mean, I get it. It's just...
Look, I've already decided, okay? At least give me a chance at peace. I think I deserve that.
But if it doesn't work,
Well, this isn't working either. Please. I'm begging you.
okay.
What?
Yes, fine.
Really? Oh my god.
Just,
Yes, well, yeah, I know.
I'll still have to convince my colleagues, and there will be plenty more paperwork.
Yes. Oh, give it to me. Yes, I got you a John Hancock ready to go. Anything.
Yes, well, I'm going to step out for a moment. I'll be back soon.
Oh, Eliza, get what you want, getting that eternal serenity, Eliza. Jumping out Dr. Rogers, Eliza.
Okay, Eliza. Now, just relax. There you go. Excellent. Now, I'm going to count backwards from 10, all right? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello! It's okay, you don't have to talk. I'm okay by myself. So the scripted portion of the evening is over. All we have is a little bit of improv left. What's gonna happen now is that for 17 minutes, I'm gonna come up with as many story ideas as I can. All I need to get started is a word.
Lasagna.
Lasagna. I'm so fucking hungry. All right, lasagna. So I took a master composting course because I am nothing if not cool. And one thing that you learn about compost is there's all these different kinds. So there's the pile. I don't know if you're familiar with that. But there's also lasagna. And so you put like greens and then dirt and then food and then greens and then dirt and then food. And I might actually have the ingredients wrong, but I don't know how to make lasagna, so fucking sue me. But what's cool about that is like it's fully aerated, and so you're inviting all of the microbes and the teeny tiny animals and like worms and stuff to come in and degrade, I guess, everything until it becomes disgusting, and then you put that on plants and you eat it. But what I love about that is that you're inviting in microbes. I love microbes myself. So let's invite a disease into a story. I know COVID happened, but we're gonna pretend like it didn't. So let's imagine that we're in the 1918 plague, and we'll have some familiarity with that because much like ours, they all had to stay indoors. But they had nothing to do because there's no television. There's like a radio, maybe? I don't know. Don't shout out if I'm wrong. But let's say no. So what do you do all day if that's your life? And like, I want to believe that you have so much sex that like, you become incredible at it. Like, so I want to believe that in 1919, when all of this went down and the Roaring '20s happened, I think it happened because everybody got super good at sex, except for one guy. That's the guy that we're going to talk about. His name is Ron. Ron was unfortunately alone during the pandemic. He read his books. And he thought about sex, but he just didn't have it. So after, in the 1920s, Ron was trying to find a young lady he would love to start a family one day. So he goes to where the flappers are, because that's what women were then. So he goes to the dance hall, and he also doesn't know how to dance because he read too many books. So I don't know if you know this. But if you read too many books, you no longer have rhythm. It's just a thing. So he goes and he's like, checking her out, right? Hey. Do you know Faulkner? I don't think he's born yet, but whatever. And like the lady's like, I had so much sex that and it doesn't match. So he tries every dance hall out there because he thinks that that's the only place to meet women. And then finally it occurs to him he goes to a library where his people are. And then he finds Judith. Judith is a reader of murder mysteries. Judith is very mysterious, and she likes Ron. She likes the cut of his jib. So she invites him over. So she slips some notes, but all the notes continuously say are, where do you live? What type of food do you like? What are your allergies? And he thinks that she's vetting him, right, to be a husband, but she's really vetting him to be her first murder victim. But unbeknownst to Judith, she's slowly falling in love with old Ron. And they get married. And they go on vacation on a ship. And she murders someone. And she gets away with it. Clear that! All right. Lasagna. So my mom made lasagna all the time. And one time she's like, I'm going to make it like my dad made it and put in sausage because they're German. And my dad, she never said this, but he's like, oh, this tastes really good. And my mom never made lasagna differently ever. And we didn't like it that much. But she had this habit of going out, we'd go out to eat and she would get lasagna and she would take one bite and just go, it's not as good as my lasagna. And I just love that she had so few things that she was proud of in her world. Keep in mind, she had 6 kids. But like, she was so proud of that lasagna. So I love the idea of someone who's so proud of something that is incredibly mundane. And I love it more if they have kids and that's not it. No reason. So let's have this be a woman this time, and we'll call her Cheryl. And Cheryl's contemporary. It's nowadays. And Cheryl's thing that she absolutely loves is her. What are those Tamagotchi? Is that what I'm thinking of? The digital Tamagotchi? Yes, thank you. She's kept this thing alive since 2002. So for 21 years, this Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
This Tamagotchi is, and she doesn't. She shows it to people, right? She'll go on a date on Tinder and just be like, Have you ever heard of Tamagotchi? And they'll be like, oh, your age, so yes. Well, why would you bring this up now? Let me show you. I call him Daryl. So obviously she's, this is not impressing anybody, but she's so fucking proud of it. And like, and she's at work. And she's up for a big promotion at work, right? And she wants to make more money, and she wants to be a detective. She's a cop. She's talking to the captain, and the captain's like, what would you say is the most proud thing you've done on the job? And she'll be like, in the middle of a bank robbery, I was about to get shot, and I had to shoot him first, so I could feed my Tamagotchi on time. She did not get that. She got kicked off the force. She's a little too honest. But what she did do is she forged a bond with the captain that day in a way that no one will ever understand because he collected Beanie Babies. And he took a bath on those things. So while she doesn't have a job, they do meet every weekend. And it turns out that you are very into this, thank you. And it turns out that there's actually a collection of people who meet as a support group of, I got into toys way too much and they were not good toys. And it's a very big mouthful. They are not writers. So they meet every weekend. And so she starts to share herself. And she's always talking about Tamagotchi, but pretty soon they get her to talk about other things. What are other toys you like? The Skip It. I don't know if you guys remember that Skip It. So they start with the Skip It, and then they go to the Rubik's Cube, and then they go to like every other 80s, 90s, 2000s, and then finally, she realized she had a great childhood. I don't know what that's like, but I hear it's great. So she had a great childhood, and like, she doesn't mind being an adult anymore. And she's like, you know what? I like this. I'm gonna give it to my niece, and she does, and she moves on with her life. And clear that. Lasagna right, guys, TMI. I have a colonoscopy coming up. 46, and now you have to do it 45. Thank you. And one of the things you have to do is for 3 days beforehand, you can't eat fiber. So I've been eating a lot of pasta. But I also was a temporary assistant to 2 colorectal surgeons in my 30s. And I learned some interesting things about the human body. One, you can form a thing called a K-pouch with your intestines. Another is that like a colostomy bag, it is actually quite useful, but you can, someone went in for a knee surgery and they got an infection and ended up with a colostomy bag at the end of that. So let's talk about that guy, because he was actually really, really, really pleasant. He was a pleasant man. And he was like he's like, yeah, that happened, it sucked, but you know what? The rest of my life has been great. And I want to be that person, right? Colostomy bag or no, like I want to be the kind of person who can go in for a minor surgery, come up with a major change to my body and be like, all right, fuck it, let's do this. So let's put him on the Titanic. So yeah, he's having a great time and he's happy and like his whole family's there and they've saved up. They're not the rich people, they've saved up and they're on like below rich people class, but not down all the way down. And so it starts to flood and he's just like, you know what though? We're together. if we're not gonna make it out of this, I'm so glad I'm with y'all. And some of his family feels the same way because I think genetics does play a part in this. But some of them are normal. And they don't want to die this way. And like, I would not want to die that way either, but especially because it's cold water, I would be much more happy to drown in the Caribbean. But okay, so they're all fighting, but the thing is, I think he's so happy, he's not really fighting as well as you should to like live, because he's just like, yeah, I mean, this sucks, but I mean, guys, dinner tonight is so good, am I right? Like, that wine? Who said they were gonna give us wine? And his kids are like pushing him up, like, Dad, we need to survive. And he's like, yeah, but I lived a good life. And the kids are like, I haven't been married. I've done nothing with my life. This is my first time leaving New York. So they get him into a lifeboat, and they're all safe now. The family's on the water, but he sees a struggling. What were their names in that movie, Jack and Rose. He sees them, and he thinks, that boy could fit on that door. So he tries to like get over to them, and his kids try to stop him. They're like, we can't fit anyone else in the boat. And he's like, guys, I will go in the water. I will save this young woman. And his whole family collapses upon him, and they will not allow him to do that because they love this guy. So he survives, but when he gets back, he has survivor's guilt, right? As would we all. I wouldn't. Fuck those people. But he's much nicer than I am. So he comes back and he's in New York and now he sees everything differently. Because like he's grateful for everything, but he also has this little tinge of guilt with everything. So like the sun is shining, but the edges are maybe a little bit darker now. But what he also starts to see is that he's always lived a life that has been kind of comfortable, but not everyone has. So he becomes like a little bit of a philanthropist. Words are hard. And he like starts to help the homeless and he starts to help the downtrodden. And he becomes an even much better man. And we're gonna leave it like that because nothing ends well. Clear that. Lasagna. I mean, obviously Garfield, right? Right.
Yeah.
So I'm not a cat person, but I'm recently started to play with cats at the ASPCA as part of my volunteer work. And if you ever get a chance to do it, it's marvelous. And the cats, the kittens, they just want to be loved, and the cats are very wary, but once they like you, they just want to be loved. And I think that's applicable to humans too, right? Like, we want to be loved. And some of us are a little jaded, and we're a little wary, but we want to be loved. But what about those of us who don't want romantic love? Like, what if you're not just asexual, but you're also aromantic? But you still crave a partner of some sort, or partners, however. So let's take a look at that person, and how do you structure your life that way? Like how do you go and meet people and express to them, I will never love you romantically, I will never want to have sex with you, but I want to be together. So let's watch that person on Tinder. Oh no, I'm fine. I've had a drink, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm fine. It's blending the bill. Do you want dessert? I'm not much into sweets either. No, I've had a great time. I feel like we really connected over Marvel movies. I feel like you understand where I'm coming from with Captain America. I do. Look, I don't want to ruin anything, but I feel a connection here, and I want to continue that. I don't want to go home with you. I will never want to go home with you in that sense. I will want to hold your hand, and I will want to cuddle with you, and I will crochet you a lot of things. But and just that uncomfortable pause. Oh my gosh, because you put yourself out there, right? And so I want to believe that this has happened 3 or 4 times, but I want to believe that this is the magic night. This is the magic night that she has met someone who has the same feelings, and someone who like maybe does like sex, right? And then how do you negotiate that? So we're gonna catch up with them several years later when they've been together for a few years, and they have a wonderful home life. But her partner, who's also a woman, has a sexual life on the side. And I'm basing this on one of my friends who loves BDSM. So this partner is getting it. They are in club after club after club. And home parties, it's a big thing too. Keep asking for invitations, she won't let me. Fair enough. But I love the idea of, what if this partner meets somebody at one of the BDSM clubs that she's really, really fond of, and like they have that same connection that she has with her partner at home, but now they have a sexual connection as well. Like, what do you do with that? So do you try to pretend like it doesn't happen and you freeze up and you don't talk to the person, or do you maybe just flirt a little? Do you maybe go for a date that's not at the club? And I think she does. And I think that this becomes like a weird torrid affair for her, and she's actually torn deeply inside. And then I think what she's gonna do is tell this partner. And I'm all about happy endings tonight. I should have got a massage today. I feel like they're all gonna end up as a unit together, but there's gonna be just a lot of tension at first, and then they learn how to work together. But then the third partner meets another person, and we're just gonna start a chain. And all right, lasagna. Lazy, like you're lazy. Okay, let's go with lazy. So there is Late Night with John, what's his name? Oliver. So in Australia, he got into like a jokey feud, and they named a koala chlamydia clinic after him, the John Oliver Koala Chlamydia Clinic. And I have questions that we're not going to address right now about that, but let's say that we work there. Let's say we work at the Koala Chlamydia Clinic. Let's say that we attend to koalas, and let's say that we are involved in experimentation, but healthy kinds, where we try different medicines and see how they help the koalas. But let's say that one goes horribly wrong and mutates a koala, and it now has superpowers and can speak. In an American accent, because I can't do Australian. And so this koala now becomes like 6 foot tall. And koalas they're dumb. They're cute, but they're dumb animals. And he doesn't get any smarter. So now he's 6 foot tall and he's muscular and he's just like, hey, give me eucalyptus. They eat eucalyptus all day, but there's almost no nutrition, and that's how fucking dumb they are. So they just have to eat tons of it. So he's just like constantly shitting. But like this giant koala is everyone's best friend because he's so cute. But what they don't know is like it's also turned to evil. So he starts to like dip his koala leaves in blood, human blood, and he gets a taste for human blood. So now he's a vampire koala that only eats humans, not other koalas. But he can go out at daytime, so he's furious. So he and everything in Australia wants to kill you anyway, so he bands together with all like the giant spiders and snakes and stuff, and they all start to attack the humans, and the first one to go is Perth. And he was actually in Sydney, but he traveled to Perth because fuck Perth. And so like they take out the city of Perth, and now the whole thing, we'll never know. We'll never know. see, we will be out in the lobby in just a moment. We're going to disappear for just a second. Thank you all so much for coming.